Hello guys, it's me Letra, and in this video, I'm gonna be demonstrating the good and bad about every trap. Starting at the bomb, the first trap you get in the game. Um, the pros of it is that it has high damage to small units, which means bombs instantly destroy wall breakers, goblins, ultras, and barbarians. It has a good witch counter, that means upgraded bombs level 4 and higher can eliminate the summoned skeletons. The hidden surprise factor that as hidden traps, they can run a perfect attack plan if the attacker doesn't anticipate them. The effective placement that placing them behind external buildings forces troops to group up, maximizing the blast radius. It's good for anti-blimps because a significant amount of bombs on the town hall can quickly defeat sneaky goblins or other troops inside the battle blimp. Back then, bombs had free rearming, but so it must have been done every day. The cons of the bomb is that it's weak against high HP units. HP means health. They do very little damage to tanks like giants, golems, or P.E.K.K.A.s. They have no air defense. They do no effect on air troops, like balloons or dragons. The trigger delay is that there's a 1.5-second delay, meaning fast moving troops might avoid the damage. It requires manual rearming. If you do it not long to the rearm them, they remain useless for the next defense. Reveal during upgrades that upgrading a bomb reveals its location to attackers, making it less effective during the period. As weak at high levels, as troops get higher, health like small bombs become less effective, making them more of a nuisance in the game. Moving on to the Springtrap. I heard of a lot of bad things about the Springtrap. And yeah, I made a video on the Springtrap as my first video, but I'm gonna show you guys the pros. Pros that it has instant removal if the troops' housing space is less than or equal to the trap's capacity. It is immediately removed from the map. The 2025 rework it has high damage on stun, which means for high housing space troops, like for example, Root Riders, Golems, and P.E.K.K.A.s, that exceed the capacity, the trap now launches them into the air, stuns them for at least 1 second, and deals heavy damage. Countering hero charges is also another pro. Like the rework allows sprint traps to affect ground heroes and pets, making them effective on disrupting world champion or queen charges. Another pro that has anti-tank utility. If it's placed correctly, they can significantly damage and stun heavy tank units like Root Riders, reducing their effectiveness. The other pro that they have low cost and they're automatic rearm. Another pro is that they're high value at high levels. Maxing out to levels 12 to 13 provides significant damage. For example, 750 plus damage at high levels, making them worth the upgrade. The cons is that like one-time use, like one trigger, the trap is useless until the players logs and it rearms itself, leaving a vulnerability in the base. I'm not going to talk about too much of the cons for the Springtrap, so I'm gonna move on to the air bomb. I do not want to make this video too long. The pros of the air bomb is that it has high splash damage, like the Wizard Tower. It's perfect for taking on groups of balloons or minions in a single hit. Cost effective. The cost effective. The like rearming them is free, making them an efficient defensive tool. Another pro is that They have a bat counter. They're excellent at destroying bat swarms, particularly in the builder base or against the bat spread. To be honest, the bat spread is useless anyways. But the strategic placement is another pro. When placed near versatile or air defenses, they significantly weaken air attacks before healers can react. The cons of the air bomb is that it's ineffective versus tanks. They deal not much damage to level hounds, which often triggers them, wasting the trap. The another con is the trigger radius. It can be triggered by a single tanky unit, leaving the area defenseless against a subsequent swarm. It has weaknesses at high levels. As troops have increased at higher town halls, air bombs become less fatal through still disruptive. So the air bomb is useless at town hall 11 and 10 and 14, but yeah, another cons is that they don't switch targets if the initial target dies, sometimes causing the bomb to explode on an empty location. Moving on to the giant bomb. The pod that has massive splash damage. They can instantly destroy tier 1 troops and heavily damage high HP units like hog riders within a 3 to 4 tile radius. The strategic placement is funneling and trolling. Placed in the core or between defenses, they punish passing units. They are 2x2 footprint, allows them to mimic hidden Teslas to confuse attackers. Another part that the versatility is good. They're effective against varied ground strategies, including witches, skeletons, and spam attacks. They have high level threat. Even at higher town hall levels, they remain vital for protecting against ground-based armies. The cons of them is that they need rearming, unlike buildings in the other traps we talked about. They reveal during upgrades like regular bombs. They have predictable gaps. Hit skilled attackers look for 2x2 empty spaces, allowing them to guess, avoid, or trigger them safely. And they are ineffective against air like bombs. And they have high cost. They can be expensive to upgrade using a lot of gold for the value they provide in some defensive scenarios. Like let's see, it's like 750 thousand gold just to upgrade the giant bomb. And right now I have I think it's 4. Yeah, 4, yeah. Moving on to the Seeking Air Mine. I might not do the Tornado Trap and Giga Bomb. I know some things about them, but I don't actually have them. Again, I don't want to make the video too long. The pros of the Seeking Mine is that it has high damage and instant kill. They deal massive damage. They're capable of one-shotting healers, destroying sage machines, severely weakening heavy air units. They're the only traps that actually target air attacks. Another advantage is that they can target key threats. They're the best defense against Queen Charge, targeting healers and dragon attacks. They have anti-air defense utilities that can destroy significantly damaged lava hounds, which often tank for other units. They can stop battle blimps. They are effective at taking down battle blimps, early preventing easy town hall sniping. They have good defensive value. A single mine can destroy a whole grand ward in an air. The disadvantages are the single target only. They only hit one troop, making them ineffective against large groups of minions or balloons, dragons. They're wasted on low value units. They can be triggered by a single balloon or less commonly wasted if the target dies to other defensive before the mine hits, similar to the air bomb. They have limited placement strategy. Poor placements such as near air defenses already covered by other traps can lead to redundancy. Also, placing them near testers can act as a surprise. They have passive nature. Once triggered, they disappear and must be rearmed, making them a one-time use provided. They have high cost maintenance. Upgrading them to effective at high town hall levels requires significant resources and significant amount of time. I haven't upgraded my Seeking Mine yet, because it takes 12 hours and I have like 6 of them, and that's 600,000 gold. I'm gonna upgrade them at some point, obviously, but yeah. No, wait, never mind, I have 4. But yeah, I think if you add that up, it's like 24. So yeah. I think it's about like over 40 hours if you upgrade them all. So it might take like 2 days to actually finish them. And I only have 5 builders, so yeah, it'll take a while. Now the final trap, I'm not gonna do tornado trap and giga bomb. I'm gonna do those in a separate video. The good thing about the skeleton trap is that supreme distraction. Skeletons pull enemy troops, especially heroes, away from core defenses or storages. Counters queen soldiers. Placed correctly, they can stop a queen walk by, overwhelming her from multiple targets, forcing her to shoot skeletons instead of key defenses that can defeat her. They're good air/ground flexibility because they can change. I think that one should be ground, one should be air. They can be set to air, effectively acting as a surviving air bomb, distract dragons or destroy balloons, or set to ground to harass miners and slow them down. It's a good anti-miner hog defense, hog guarded defense, because miners, hogs, target defenses, skeletons can attack them without retaliation, slowing down fast-paced attacks. They have low cost, high utility. They occupy only one tile and are relatively inexpensive to upgrade, yet provide massive value in starting. Like, let's see. Here's my skeleton trap. Um, yeah, it's a pretty small. Yeah, here's one. Um, yeah, it's kind of like the Seeking Air Mine. For worse, and once you get to level 3 though. The strategic placement tips, so one's on grind mode, placing inferno towers, expos or the town hall to distract queen soldiers. The air mode, place new air defenses to distract lava hounds or balloons. The combos that you can pair with Trident bombs to destroy cluster troops. And I'm sorry, I forgot to say disadvantages. Yeah, I forgot to say disadvantages. But the disadvantages is that the fragile skeletons die instantly to splash damage. The wizards, mortars, baby dragons make them ineffective against certain compulsions. The single-use requirement, the god tribes they must be rearmed after every defense, requiring active management. They are ineffective alone. They rarely destroy high-level troops on their own. They only work when they are paired with other defenses or traps to capitalize on the distraction. They have trigger limitations. They cannot activate clan castle troops, limiting their defensive surprise factor. Okay, I'm gonna end the video there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Again, I'm gonna do the tornado trap and giga bomb in a separate video. Um, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you want me to do more moving around, I'll try. And I try to work on more special effects. Yeah, if you guys want me to again do more attack strategies, I'll happily do it for you guys. I like Clash of Clans, so whatever you guys ask me, I'll do it for the problem. Unless it requires a higher town hall, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video.